Bluetooth headphones should be illegal. And if they're waterproof, they should be double illegal. I don't know why Mario's brother jumped on the healthcare guy's head. My man, we got bigger fish to fry. What about the CEO of Raycons or the CEO of frickin' JBL? Whack that nigga with a turtle shell, why don't you? I mean, where are your priorities, man? But seriously, I do not wish harm upon any person. I know they know not what they do wrong, but for real though, Bluetooth headphones are the absolute downfall of society. Now, I know some of y'all are thinking, okay, what's up with this guy? First he comes for yoga pants, now he's saying Bluetooth headphones should be illegal. Like, what, am I supposed to just fold laundry to the sound of my own thoughts? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. You're not supposed to be listening to podcasts or retarded YouTube videos for 20 hours a day. You don't need constant mental stimulation. In fact, you need to not have constant stimulation. And I'm just going to say it. I already know everybody's going to try to act like I'm really on some shit for this one, but I'm going to say it. If you keep your Bluetooth earbuds in your ears pretty much all the time, then you're a Volcel. Okay? You're a fake cell and you're a Volcel. Because all that constant auditory stimulation going on in your brain, it makes you feel satisfied. Like you're always satisfied and stimulated. It just fully saps all of your drive for trying to get with women. And by the way, if you somehow found this video and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now when I say fake cell and Volcel, then for your own good, please just click back on your browser right now. I'm telling you, you don't want no part in this. You really don't. Okay? But look, if you were already 26 years old when you got your first pair of Bluetooth headphones and you were still a KHHV at that point, by the way, again, normies, please turn back now. I promise you, you do not want this. Okay, now back to what I was saying. If you were already in your mid-20s or something and you were still a forever alone virgin by the time you got your very first pair of waterproof Bluetooth earbuds, then okay, in that case, I admit you're probably not a Volcel. But if you've been wearing wireless earbuds in the shower since before you even got halfway through high school, then who knows how successful you could be with women? You don't know because you never even gave yourself a chance. Do you honestly think that Genghis Khan would have been able to conquer half the world and collect a harem of 41,000 concubines if he had had a playlist of 4-hour-long Elder Scrolls retrospectives playing in his ears at all times of the day and night, including when he was in the shower? No, of course not. Being the great Khan requires internal focus and a lot of stabbing, okay? It requires a lot of stabbing with swords and stabbing with your dick. If Genghis Khan had AirPods in his ears 24/7 listening to 12 hours of the spookiest, mysterious missing person cases to fall asleep to, the dude probably would have ended up being a shift leader at Dairy Queen, at best. Like, if you have a constant stream of noise in your ears, just 24/7, it makes it pretty much impossible for you to actually use your own brain to think for yourself because, for one thing, you can't even hear your own thoughts, and then also you're just too distracted. But the other thing is you're essentially training your brain all day long to just function as an intake-only device. If you don't actually ever create your own thoughts, which you can't really do too well if you're always listening to a Playboy Cardi mixtapes on repeat, or whatever gay shit people listen to these days, your brain becomes read-only, okay? It's like a read-only file. You can't even produce your own thoughts. You know, you get those cool Aftershocks headphones or whatever, and then one day, all of a sudden, you know, you're just sitting there and you realize, well, the box did say they're waterproof, so I guess technically I could wear these in the shower. And congratulations, now you're actually retarded, or you're at least one step closer. For the love of God, if you ever take even one thing I ever say on this entire channel to heart, please let it be this. Do not wear your earbuds in the shower. Just let that 10 to 20 minutes while you're taking a shower, just let that be your quiet time. Let your brain recharge. You're doing so much damage to yourself when you listen to slop in the shower, and most people never even think about it. I mean, you can't think when you got the earbuds on, but regardless of that, I'm pretty sure most people just would never think about how harmful this shit could be anyways, because it doesn't seem like a big deal. It's not really obvious how harmful it is, and it wouldn't be a big deal if you only used your earbuds in the shower. But if you're listening to shit all damn day, and you're falling asleep at night listening to some slop, then you really need to just take the earbuds out your damn ears before you step into the shower. Okay? For real. You need to take the earbuds out your damn ears before you get in the shower. For real. You're not supposed to be entertained at all times. You're supposed to be bored enough most of the time that it drives you crazy and makes you want to do something actually productive just to stop being bored. That's the whole reason our society even got to the level of technological advancement that it has. Nobody came up with the idea of sewers just because. You know, they built sewers because they were bored out of their minds all winter long when there was no grains to harvest or whatever, and some guy was bored enough to think, you know, what if we didn't have to dig a hole every time? And then a bunch of other guys were bored enough to actually go along with it and go out there and dig and everything, or whatever. I don't really know how sewers are built. I imagine it involves a lot of digging. But yeah, I don't know how sewers are built. How could I? I've been perfectly satisfied and not bored for my whole life because I'm too busy listening to literally any song I want at any time I want ever since Napster came out when I was like 10 years old. Right before Napster, I swear to God, you know, at that time, I was on the verge of something big and I was only 9. But I was really on the verge of something big. I probably would have invented like flying cars or something, but you can forget about that now. I'm not bored enough anymore. So it's just not going to happen. You ever stop to think and wonder why there's still people living in tribal societies deep in the Amazon rainforest, while most of the rest of the world is driving around in electric cars, flying planes, and gooning in virtual reality with these 4K ultra high-def VR headsets? I'm pretty sure it's because in most of the world, you know, think about like Northern Europe, for example, it's all cold and miserable and it's boring as hell. You can't even hardly go outside most of the year. And there's not even a lot of different birds and animals or anything like that, especially during the winter. So people just get really, really bored and they end up inventing ships and compasses and they develop theories and methods and everything. And that's why we have all the technology we have today. But people living deep within the rainforest, they don't even need Bluetooth headphones or smartphones because it's just an incredible auditory soundscape just naturally occurring in that environment. They got so many different species of insects and birds just always singing their little bird songs, just or whatever. I can't really whistle that good, but it's like they got so many damn different kinds of birds. They even got birds that can talk. Like they literally speak words like a freaking human being. If there was birds that could fucking talk like a person in Northern Europe, then I would probably be living in a cave right now, because I don't know how you could get bored if you had birds that you could trick into saying funny shit all day. Do you think anyone ever thought to get a woman to moan and everything next to a flock of parrots like she's washing her hair with herbal essences? So, the guys in the tribe wouldn't even need the women anymore, and all the fellas could just all go over to where the parrots hang out and just close their eyes and goon to the sound of the parrots? You ever think about that? Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But anyways, yeah, so basically what I'm saying is that these uncontacted tribes in the Amazon rainforest, they're basically forced to live under a similar effect of wearing Bluetooth headphones 24/7 just because of the natural auditory ambiance of where they live. And that's why they're still throwing spears at rodents while the rest of us are busy gooning in VR. But this is where it stops for us. Okay? I'm pretty sure we're just collectively done with technological advancement now. It's not just because of the Bluetooth headphones. It's the whole social media ecosystem, really, coupled with the easy and relatively affordable access to smartphones. So that, along with the waterproof Bluetooth headphones that make it so we literally never have to go another single second of our lives without entertainment, it's just the nail in the coffin. It's the final nail in the coffin of our society. We're freaking cooked, as the kids are saying these days. I don't even like this retarded Gen Alpha slang like that, but how else can you say it? Society is cooked. We're cooked. I'm afraid there's no hope left. And it could even happen where the top 1% of all the richest upper caste people, they all might know about this already. They probably have some kind of Illuminati newsletter or something that the rest of us don't get. So they already know not to be wearing AirPods in the shower. So the upper class will probably continue to innovate, and they'll keep making advancements to the current state-of-the-art gooning technology, and the quality of life gap between the rich and the poor will just continue to grow larger and larger as a result, and we'll all be worse off. Unless your name is like Rothschild or Vanderbilt or something, we're all going to be worse off. And I'm not really convinced that whatever kind of high-frequency radio waves or whatever that Bluetooth works off of isn't giving us all brain cancer. I'm sure most people would consider that to be some kind of evil conspiracy theory. YouTube will probably put up a disclaimer under this video just because I'm talking about this, but look, I don't know how the hell Bluetooth works, but I know it's got to be some kind of something traveling through the air, some kind of frequencies. And look, this technology hasn't been around for that long in the grand scheme of things. So if I'm sitting here 20 hours a day with a Bluetooth earbud in each of my ears and my phone in my pocket, obviously there's got to be some Bluetooth waves or something beaming off my phone, bouncing between my skull from one earbud to the other. Bluetooth is still relatively new in the grand scheme of things. We'll probably only start finding out just how dangerous it is 30 years from now when everybody starts coming down with brain cancer from it. It might be a slow process like that. Or maybe it's not cancer, but it's something less severe and a little more difficult to notice, like how all the lead in the gasoline back in the day made all of our parents have like 3 IQ points less than they would have had otherwise. And don't dismiss what I'm saying like it's ridiculous, like this is just some tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. All throughout history, People used things all the time that they only found out was bad for them 30 years later, like lead in the paint, lead in the gasoline, or tobacco, or plastic cookware, microplastics. I really don't think it's that crazy to be a little bit suspicious about Bluetooth. Like just a little bit, okay? We should all be a little bit suspicious about it. I'm still worried about microwaves even. I mean, I don't know. I guess microwaves have probably been around long enough now to know whether or not it's giving us cancer. But Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and cell phone frequencies and everything, yeah, I don't know, pal. I'm not so sure. But I guess it probably doesn't even matter anyways if you're using it personally because everybody else is. So you're getting spit roasted by Bluetooth frequencies whether you like it or not. And here's another thing. What if water strengthens the effect? So when you're in the shower, the Bluetooth waves just go double time on giving you cancer. And again, I'm just asking questions here. Okay, so these are just questions, and I think these are questions that should be asked. Okay? So don't even act like I'm acting out of line here. These are valid questions. Okay, so let's see here. Let us count all the reasons why none of us should be using Bluetooth headphones or Bluetooth earbuds or whatever. Okay, first of all, it's keeping you in a state of constant distraction, constant entertainment, overloading your dopamine receptors and everything. That's obviously bad for you. It kills all your motivation and your drive. Probably lowers your testosterone too, if I had to guess. It's basically like gooning, but just like you're gooning to music or podcasts or whatever. And seriously, I promise you, you are not missing out on anything special by refraining from listening to Diary of a CEO in the shower, okay? You might think you're being productive when you do that. Like, oh, look at me, I'm washing my balls and listening to a podcast at the same time. I'm so fucking productive. But really, you're just giving yourself super cancer enhanced by it's like the Bluetooth frequency waves enhanced by the water droplets in the shower. Okay? Probably. Maybe. I mean, we can't rule it out. Let's say that. We cannot rule it out at this point in time. Okay? So, yeah. It's making you less motivated. It is desensitizing you to normal everyday things that should bring you joy, such as if a butterfly lands on your hand when you're walking to your car. Okay? That should be a nice little moment. Like, that's the kind of thing that should be a potentially life-saving moment. Like, you're just walking to your car, a butterfly lands on your hand just as you're grabbing the door handle, and it's like, well, I guess maybe I won't drive into oncoming traffic today because, wow, what a beautiful moment I just had. I feel connected to nature. Life is worth living again. And it's all because that butterfly landed on your hand and you were able to recognize how incredible and beautiful of a moment that was. But you're not going to feel like that if you're desensitized from listening to freaking 8 hours long of the entire history of speedrunning Mega Man Legends on PS1. You'd probably just slaughter the butterfly and wipe it on your pants like an unappreciative moron. That used to be a caterpillar, So, congrats. I hope you feel good about that. But, yeah, it's like, I've had moments, and this is a true story, by the way. Before I ever got these Aftershokz waterproof Bluetooth headphones, affiliate link in the description, I used to not really listen to music or podcasts much at all. I would only listen to stuff when I was actually sitting at my computer, which, in all fairness, that was a lot, but not near as much as I do now. I didn't listen to stuff near as much as I do now. And I remember back then, one day I was just standing at the kitchen counter, eating a bowl of Cheerios, looking out the window, and a cardinal landed right outside the window. And it was also snowing that day, so it was like snowflakes falling in the background, and this beautiful cardinal, a male, obviously. The females aren't that impressive. This beautiful cardinal just landed there, and it was just looking around, and I don't know. I just remember feeling so at peace in that moment. And I was like contemplating life, contemplating existence itself. And I felt like if I died right then and there, that would be okay, because I'm just a small part of the larger fabric of reality, and my spirit is intertwined with this bird and all the other life forms on Earth, and it's all okay. I just felt like everything's okay, and I felt good, and I felt motivated, actually. Like it made me not hate the daily grind. It made me believe there was actually some value in all my struggles. Okay, so that was a long time ago. True story. Well, then a few months ago from today, I was doing the exact same thing, just eating in the kitchen, looking out the window, but I was also listening to some slop YouTube video, and I had even been falling asleep with my headphones on for the past several days before this. Well, the same thing happened. A bird landed next to the window, and I just instinctively slapped the window to scare it off, because my only thought in that moment was just an instantaneous thought of, this fucking ass bird is going to shit on my window, and I'm going to have to clean it up, and I don't want to do that. So I just slapped the window and I scared it off. Now, you can believe whatever you want, but when I look back at it now, with the clarity of having been mostly off the Bluetooth for the past couple weeks, I don't think that bird deserved to be scared off like that. And I think the difference in how I felt in those two instances, the only difference was my level of Bluetooth consumption. And maybe you could argue, well, actually I was being more pragmatic in my dealings with the second bird. But in my opinion, life is just better when you can appreciate the small things and you can feel a bit of connection with nature. So I'm telling you, please take out the AirPods, take off your Bluetooth earbuds or your bone conduction headphones, whatever you call them. Just take them off, at least while you're in the shower. Preferably just leave them off pretty much all the time. I mean, I'm sure it's okay to listen to a podcast while you wash the dishes every now and then, but don't do it every single time. And not to mention, I've done this before. Click the like button if you've ever done this, but I know there's been times when I needed to do some chore or just take a shower or whatever, and the task itself would have only took like 5 minutes. But then I spent like 10 to 15 minutes before even getting started just trying to find the perfect YouTube video to listen to before I started. So I just ended up wasting twice as much time, but that's just another way that these demonic Bluetooth headphones make you retarded. So seriously, I am joking, like obviously it should be obvious some of the things I'm saying. I'm trying to be humorous, but seriously, just stop using Bluetooth. I know it's convenient. It's very convenient to get all that information and entertainment, listen to music whenever you want. So I know it's convenient. I understand. And I know that they removed the headphone jack from pretty much every device on the planet. So you kind of have to use Bluetooth in this day and age if you want to listen to anything, but just please give yourself a break. Give your brain a break. And stop it with the Bluetooth. It's not good for you. Just stop it. If you think I'm an absolute idiot for this one, please check out some of my other videos, because I promise you this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm probably a lot more idiotic and schizophrenic than you realize. So thank you for watching.